Pat is probably the most well-known Russian bibliographer in North America, if not in the world.
She's a treasure trove of knowledge.
Everybody knows Shakespeare. Everybody knows Polansky if you're talking about Russian books published in Asia Pacific.
Patricia Polansky, most people call me Pat. My title is Russian bibliographer, and I've been here at the university for 56 years in this job.
Well, Pat has had a long and storied career here and came to the university sort of in the middle of the Cold War.
The big event during my time here was the collapse of the Soviet Union, and that really turned everything upside down. We had to start collecting in a much different way than we had before. In the Soviet era, we relied heavily on book exchanges with Soviet libraries, but that ceased after collapse of Soviet Union, and then new book dealers arose in the West that we could begin buying from. Just to be able to develop our collections, to know, which took a long time, but anyway, once you learn all that and you can just kind of pick out the things that are very unique and special and will just fit right in, and it's been wonderful. And plus, not only that, but having a tremendous anonymous donor who for almost 20 years has given money to the collection. I have a wonderful group of book dealers. There's about 7 of them. These people, you get to know them and you have a lot of personal connections, and that has been very rewarding, because without them, we wouldn't have anything. The big Slavic collections on the mainland all approach their acquisitions and collections with what I call the grand sweep. They have dealers and they say, buy us everything published on Russian history, buy us everything published on language and literature. So anyway, they collect a tremendous amount of materials, but our strength, I feel, has always been this Russia in Asia and the Pacific. We focus on that, so we have a lot of very unique materials here that aren't held by any other libraries.
Priceless. Some of books, what Hamilton Library has right now, it's not existent in any collection in the world. It's maybe one copy, which means in Hamilton Library in Hawaii.
This was printed by the Russian National Library in Moscow. They have their own publishing house, and many people know us and write us thanks to this.
It's all tradition to share your knowledge, catalog. When I saw Pat's collection, I said, oh, it's really wonderful, it's really good, and I would like to share that knowledge, that collection with my Russian colleagues. But it's only in Hawaii Island. It's so exotic.
We're really much better known nationally and internationally than we are here locally, but I think sometimes these things go in cycles, and I'm hoping in the future our Russian program will maybe come back up again like it was before, and there'll be materials here for people to use.
Over the years, Pat's collection and Pat's knowledge and Pat's relationship with scholars in Russia sort of garnered worldwide attention, and certainly garnered the attention of the Russian government, and presented the Medal of Pushkin, which recognizes contributions in history and art, literature.
In 2012, Governor Neil Abercrombie named January 13th Patricia Polansky Day. I don't know of any other librarian that has had that recognition.
So the Nina Horio Award is one that is done by the Library Faculty Senate, and it's for outstanding contributions of a librarian to Hamilton Library and the profession. It's significant in the sense that it recognizes Pat's more than 50-year contribution to the library and to the profession. And I think recognizes sort of a singular contribution that many librarians don't get to make, to spend an entire career basically in one area, sort of building a collection, maybe not from scratch, but taking it from one level to the next. Pat found a niche and grew that niche into something pretty spectacular.
I knew Nina very well, She was a brilliant librarian, absolutely brilliant librarian, science librarian, an excellent friend. There were three of us. There was Nina, myself, and Karen Peacock, who was the curator for the Pacific collection. We were just like the troika. We couldn't be separated, and we did tons of things together. And the university librarian at the time, John Hawk, called on us a lot. And the thing that she gave us was our own unique library classification. And when I first started here, one of the big troubles librarians were having once we were granted faculty status, we were judged under the instructional faculty criteria. But Nina got elected as the president of UPA, and during that year, she got us our own library classification, and that has been her lasting legacy, I think. I am so grateful to University of Hawaii, to the university librarians that were here. I feel like I have been so lucky because with our faculty here, with our focus, I've had the best time of my whole life. I mean, I can't imagine anybody who's had a better time than me.